Hey guys, and welcome back to my Portugal Exodus campaign, where you see I started as Portugal. I've got most of IBR in my own hands. Let me just show you the blended subjects, with all this being the subjects. Having colonial nations, three colonial nations here, here and here, and then keeping most of the South America for myself, with a plan to at one point Exodus over there. You see that's our proximity. We are building some special buildings to get it high. This is our control. Got also plenty of towns already and population. Was all red, and we are steadily settling everything, mostly because we've got 417 settlements, but also you see to support that we've got plenty of masons and market villages. Big shout out for the sponsor of this video. I do love this kind of sponsorships. Glorious, which is a producer of the gaming keyboards, especially the mechanical keyboards that are very customizable, but also ultralight mouses and various accessories for your PC. You know, I've been using the same keyboard for about 6 years and the same mouse for probably like 15 years, so I wasn't expecting it to be easy to switch, but these are actually super high quality. And I even enjoyed the keyboard itself much more. It's much quieter, and the mouse, while it looks and works pretty much the same as my previous mouse, it's like twice lighter. So actually, for someone that is pretty much sitting in front of the computer for a big chunk of a day, not only for YouTube but also for my full-time job, this is an actual lifesaver. Make sure to check links in the video description and a pinned comment, as we will be having various offers for people from Poland and all around the globe. Today I'm gonna start testing a new trick that I've learned thanks to one of your comments, because you know right now I'm just boosting a colony that I'm sending people to some locations here from my cabinet members, and I couldn't really send people to the colonies because you can only do that sending people to actual colonial nations. But actually you can do this to get population in your own hands. So if we go to the population map mode and we find states, that will be our targets. This is one target, this is another target that we'll be using. What I'll create a colonial nation here. So see, we can create subjects, custom, here, it can be a colonial nation. Okay, you see that I still have cores on all of these locations. That will be important for the later of the trick. And now I can go ahead and feed them with some locations. What would happen if I fed them with just this one location? So you see they have one location out of this whole province. And let me try it. I'm gonna ask these guys to send people to the colonies from here to this colony, to this province. I'm curious. Let's take a look where people are actually gonna arrive. Oh, why doing that? Looks like I proclaimed an economic hegemon. But let's see now. We've sent 200 people. Since into that location there is not much that just arrived. Over here we've got 15 people, 16 people, and 233 coming to Zlewikk. This is great. Let me do the same trick with this province. So if we click on it, open panel, see location. Actually, how we can approach this is that we just keep the locations that are on the coastline. You see, just like here. And this way you'll be sure that only the coastal location are gonna get the population. Because I could also feed him every other province in the location just to target a specific location to receive it. You guys are gonna do the same here. Send people to the colonies. Take them from here to these guys and this province. So that's great. I'll finally find a way to actually use this specific government action. And so I'm gonna seed these guys with another province. So we've got this province, this province. So you know what I could also do? I could give them another 2 locations. And then a location in here. And again, so I can do send people to the colonies, send them from the old world, these guys, and this province. So this way I will be sending to the actual locations that I wanted to, because before I was just sending to the locations in here, which already have a lot of population. And this will be my future homeland, so that's where I want to push it. And now, why is this so strong strategy? Is because these are my cores, so I'll be later be able to do an action that is called here, return land, where you see I can return myself a location for just 7 liberty desire, which is absolutely nothing. So I can feed locations with the population and then switch it, seize lands. I'm gonna actually release another subject because I have another cabinet member to use that. So let's go look at the population. I think I release a subject here. And same, he's just next to so many provinces. We can do exactly the same strategy. So see now I'm sending... Oh my god, these guys are sending 600 people a month. And they're sending it to the location that is not a coastal one. So let me actually give that location to the subject. So now one of these few is actually gonna receive 600 people a month. 240 here. Where's the Rex coming? Why are you saying 600 if you're not sending 600? I mean, it's still 240. You know what is great also about this strategy is that I don't have to just target one location. Every month is actually one of the other locations from this. So, you know, I can just pretty much target all of the coastal locations to get a massive amount of population here. Yeah, that's also a reason why I want to keep annexing more subjects here, so I can also transfer more people from the old world to the new world. I also run all of the advances that they had in plans. So you see in Age of Discovery we've got 71 out of 113. No institution yet for Age of Reformation, so let me just plan a few more that might be of use. I'm just not taking anything militarily because this is a... how to call it? This is a peaceful campaign. But a dry dock is definitely gonna be of help, and so is the House of Parliament. And so is the Guarantee Farm, Merchant Quarters. It's a 16 advances queue after all. By the way, this is my proximity map, and back at home it's really good, it's really how controlled. This is, I like this subject, really nicely spread. But obviously we'll be working on that in the new world as well. Right now, just for the special buildings like lieutenancy, but over time once we switch capital in the next age, for sure more. But yeah, I'm really proud that with all the settlements, our monthly population growth is 7,000. When I was checking my Poland campaign, with similar population, I had 3,000 of population growth. All the settlements are doing a great job for sure. What I'm playing around right now is creating slave centers in Africa, which, as you see, create a lot of slaves. And this is an extra territorial building. Just look at it, colonial buildings, slave centers. And I'm also building in this region trade building called Feitoria. That also gives me trade capacity and advantage. So then I can technically should be able to import slaves in here to then work in plantations. It's the first time ever I'm actually trying it out, so I'm curious if I can make this done. Let me just stop automating trade in this one node to see how it works. You see, currently have 0 slaves in this market, so let's import. Looks like, yeah, indeed Benin is a good source of it. Let's get a bit. And let's also get a bit from... I actually have slaves in Sevilla. That's probably... yeah, just do Benin, because I created so much of surplus of them. Okay. Now let's give it a month tick, so we can actually get the slaves imported. Okay, there it is. Now let's see if there are any plantations that I could build in this market. Okay, wrong node, because for cotton plantations I need to produce cotton in a specific location. Okay, what are the other plantations that we have? We have cotton, sugar and tobacco. Okay, so that's cotton. Sugar. I don't really have any sugar. And tobacco. Same, it's more like over there. Okay, so let's try cotton in Ombu node. So let me stop the import here of the slaves and import it to Ombu instead. That's probably even better because I'm making lots of money from this node by exporting chili. So now Ombu, let's see, plantation, cotton. It looks like it will not make much money. Because of what? This price is good. This price is not good. This price is not good. This price is good. So it looks like I have to... I mean, let me build one. It looks like I have to reduce prices of tools and leather. I just think cotton is still rather useless because there's no demand for it, especially in Europe. There should be new production methods in the future, right? That will be using cotton. Oh well, unless I change the production method of the Spinners Guild to use cotton. Well, that's something that we should try out, to be honest. But I need to get more cotton, then to change the production method. It's just a lot of micro, but I just want to play around to see how it works for us. I'm gonna send some cotton to Lisboa. And then Lisboa itself find the Spinners Guild. How it works with production method? Can I change for just one building? Yes. See if cotton right now it wouldn't be more money we will make. But if I increase the amount of the cotton, so decrease its price, maybe that's gonna be good. Let's just play around with it. I'll be honest with you guys, this kind of micromanagement, I'm not a fan of it, even in a colonial gameplay. But anyway, our share of the world looks like the situation about Treaty of upsukdaskooch just happened. Which is between me and England. You see, looks like England is claiming the African provinces, and I am the one claiming the rest of the New World. This is all my claims? I mean, it's totally fine for me, actually. Yeah. I don't need to claim anything else. Let's see, I could claim this stuff, but I just want South America, so it's totally fine for us. Push to settle treaty. Okay, so it's not ratified yet. But where's the percentage? Oh, there it is. Okay, that's nice. See, the first effects are already visible. With people migrating over here from the new world, and so they are here. You know what's also good? I transfer people over here from the old world, and then people from here, they migrate inland as well, because of the settlements and the migration attraction that they bring. But yeah, again, you see the map that I was showing you at the very start. The population just keeps spreading inland thanks to the settlements. This is all still red. But this is getting colored with orange and yellow and green. And looks like the treaty is in place now. What's the relevance? Is that 100? Is that the maximum? Okay. Now if any Catholic tries colonizing our area, I can demand them to give me the land. And because I already have some towns and cities in the New World, I'll be just using this semi-macro builder, like choosing important goods like paper, books, etc. And I'll be building them looking at the profit. Not spamming too much, knowing that the price will just crumble quickly if we overspend. But yeah, see, just still building some. Because again, once I move my capital over there, this will be all perfectly working economy waiting for me. It is gonna be anyway the perfectly working economy, thanks to all the special buildings and control I'll get from them. So it's actually not gonna be worth for me to move the capital until I get the proximity cost advances in Age of Absolutism. I'm also already doing something that I've been doing back at home, so creating demand with libraries, with armories. Then I can follow up that demand obviously with the goods that are needed for this demand. So in the meantime, we've got our trade up to almost 400, and still Chile, and again Chile. A bit of gold. With merchant quarters, I should be able to increase it even farther. That's why we're gonna start improving marketplaces into this. This England's coming really fun for sure, but it's a bit too aggressive by 1551, and so is the HRE dying. The situation somehow ended. I don't actually know why, but it doesn't matter. I've got what I wanted anyway. In the meantime, we've hit 10 million of population, out of which is 6.4 million is Portuguese already. Well, locations will be reaching a big enough population to not have settlement anymore, like Shockling for example here, and it's not a very big and important trade good. I'll be also getting the towns there to start building the demand in these locations. By the way, my levy size is 90,000, thanks to all the population that I have in the new world and sound control being there. And we finally became a cultural hegemon with the libraries I've been building in the new world. Which is great. Yeah, it gives me cultural tradition increased. We could also assimilate areas. There's not really areas to be assimilated. If you look at our integration map mode, maybe here. But sending people to the new world is just more important. Let me unlock global trade. It's gonna cost me a bit of money and stability, but it's time to start getting Age of Reformation advances. Let's see what's interesting in here. Oh yeah, all the economic stuff. Viceroyalty 30, so just 5 more than lieutenancy, but yeah, for sure go for it. And there'll be plenty of workshops we unlock. Just see if there's like proximity cost without maritime presence. Might be of use, but I have maritime presence in most of the stuff. Trade company stuff, which I don't really use. Honestly, there's not really huge. I mean, there'll be workshops, obviously. Besides workshops, I don't see anything like super crucial. For promotion speed, of course. But yeah, let's just unlock the workshops. I just love looking at our population growth graph. We are about to hit 11 million soon. This is where I'm pushing the population to, and the plan is to get every single of these locations to 30,000 population, create cities, and then move on to another province. There goes Viceroyalty. It's time to make some improvements. Costs a lot, but I also had a lot of money. In the meantime, with all of the investments into the new world, we've hit 2,000 of base tax. And with Viceroyalties, I'll be getting these locations to 50 of control, which is actually already very decent. In the meantime, 500 of trade income, so it's actually higher than the end of my taxation. And you see, besides Chile gold, we actually do have a new champion here, which is cocoa that I'm selling in Europe. You see, I'm spreading these guys to now handle another very important province over here. And since I finished doing this province, see, all 3 are turning into cities. I can now go and seize the land just to show you how it looks like. Return land. This. To us, it's just 8 liberty desire they're gonna receive. Another update on the population map. This was all red, remember? Not anymore. Look that we already have double the population we had at the start of this video, and that's the population map, how beautiful it looks like. With the rapidly increasing population, obviously, settlements also disappearing, because when location reaches 10% of its capacity, settlement is gone, reduced to atoms. So we already lost over half of our settlements today. But there's still some more to build, mainly in the locations right, in the inland, where I don't have the market access, because no market access no settlements. Castile is no more. You see, IBM borders are much improved, and we are 2/3 on our way to form Spain, which I think I'm gonna do because it's not gonna be Castilian Spain. Apparently Portuguese Spain has its own flag, so it seems like a good step forward. We've hit 8,000 monthly population growth, which obviously with a very quick calculation is almost 100,000 new people being born every year. 100,000 almost every decade. You see already at 640 of trade income. Another new world good that is making a phenomenon in Europe is coffee. When conducting a census, let's see, our growth of population is 14,000. This steady development of the new world, we also got our base tax to far over 3,000, which is obviously not so impressive for this year, but we are still just building the base for the future empire in the new world. I just realized that with so many cities that I'm creating and increased population, I actually got this market to starve. Look, no food stockpile, no food stockpile. A bit of food stockpile. We have to spam our GOs with food. See, that's what I am doing to fix that ASAP. Yeah, the biggest problem from it, besides starving, is the food price. It got really high. It's not only a cost for us, yeah, but more importantly, it slows down population growth. I don't know how much I spent, but I think, yeah, I finally got the Rio de Janeiro to start filling the food stockpile. Is this happening here as well yet? No, but at least all the other markets are fixed. Just this one. You know what's the funniest thing? If I moved my capital to Brazil now, my control actually would drop, because I wouldn't be having all the viceroyal royalty buildings that give me local proximity source. With all the subjects around annexed, we can go ahead, we've hit 4,000 base tax, we can go ahead and form Spain. You see, it's not just Spain, it is Portuguese Spain, as mentioned a bit earlier. There was mixed reactions from you in the comments of if I should go towards Spain instead of Portugal, but since I can keep Portuguese advances and unlock Spanish advances this way, I think this is gonna certainly help us with the colonization. Too bad the color doesn't stay Portuguese, but Spanish color is honestly better. And that's the flag in discussion. Let's just take a look what kind of advances it just unlocked us. So in the next age, I'm gonna get Siglo de Oro, which is a possible artist. Some of the advances I'll be looking at might be the Portuguese ones. There's just not split which ones are coming from which. Colonial governors for loyalty of subjects. Honestly, nothing really interesting. How about the last age? Wine output, but that's definitely the Portuguese one. Spanish enlightenment, that's nice. Development growth. Cocadores, which is a special unit. Artillery power, monthly navy tradition. So to be honest, nothing really game breaking, but at least maybe you unlock plenty of new dynamic historical events. It looks like we also got a law for Mesta Council, which gives me tax efficiency, wool output, and max tax for the nobles. We also just unlocked Tercios, which, as you see, have minus 20% morale damage taken and 10% morale damage done. We also work on annexing all of the subjects, even if I'll not be having much of control there. And this is because I want to actually start going towards centralization. So when we move to the new world, I will have that proximity cost modifier. See, there goes the first dynamic historical event, El Greco, which is a great artist. Of course, I have plenty of spare money, so I can hire him. Rise of Potosi, which is about, I assume, the gold mine that we know from EU4. There's one development to a location. Silver mines can employ 3,000 more laborers. And we also get the migration over there. See, there's not much of control we're having in Potosi. And it's not even a full core yet, because there's so much non-Portuguese here. Yeah, for now it's a useless location for us. Oh, the event with that we also know very well from EU4, it's mostly 1600s. Eruption of Huaynan Putina, that... oh, volcano eruption test. Will be added to Kitu. Some losses in people. And... oh no! Minus 25% production of food might not be the best news for us. How's the food overall? I think I fixed it, so it's fine. Since there's so much gold around here, I think long term we'll have to assimilate the area. But I need to create a market that actually has some market access, because this is too far away. In so many locations have zero market access, so not even using Chilean gold being produced here. Nueva recopilación gives me a choice for the legal code to become of that name. This would give me efficiency of the cabinet, legislative efficiency, progress to centralization, which I want to achieve, and then max literacies and research progress. This is huge. So what I'm doing now is just legislative efficiency and centralization. So yep, let's go for it for sure. Since I will get market access in these territories as well, it will allow me to build more settlements that I couldn't do before. What is this event? Dance Macabre? Killing our king that has really not bad stats and he's young. Or you lose 50 stability. Well, I want to keep that king for sure. See, that's why we formed Spain, to get this kind of events. Adopting the meta system. To boost the efficiency of our mining, colonial administrators have been considering adopting the ancient customs of the Inca for a solution. And you see, this is an Eastern privilege for the burghers that is gonna reduce satisfaction of peasants, but it's gonna give me maximum RGO size as well as production efficiency, and especially the production efficiency is a very important bonus to stack. So that's gonna reduce the amount of the taxation I'm gonna have from the peasants, because my equilibrium for them is like 52%. So obviously if I want to keep it at 50, it's gonna drop a bit my taxation, but the other two bonuses are absolutely worth it. That's yeah, that's an instant privilege, so that's an instant impact. So let's see, 5.4 thousand of base tax. We're up to 5.5 thousand. Well, that's some of the stability lost. Plus, obviously, plenty of RGOs to be improved. So let's do that right away. With most of the subjects also annexed, you see that my country does not go towards decentralization anymore. Which means I can start working on decreasing this and increasing centralization. Of course, I will lose the estate satisfaction equilibrium. So to my previous point about commoners, I might want to give them an estate privilege just to be able to keep taxing them at the maximum. Yeah, I can allow the commoners in the parliament. We can also take the clergy privilege to go towards centralization. See, for the parliament, I'm also switching this guarantee form to go towards centralization instead of decentralization. So if this combines, the associated value will be already changing by itself. I might also use cabinet to speed this up, but maybe not yet. I'll take some time. I might just wait for the advance for additional cabinet seat. From the goods update, you see tobacco is already in the list, and I'm just starting to sell cloths. I'm sure you're interested about my proximity back in homeland, so it's just the center of the country is problematic. Everything else is doing really well thanks to the naval investment. But what I'm more proud of is the control that I'm already having in the new world, thanks to the vice royalties and amount of the towns and cities we already have. The arbitristas. In recent years, a growing number of learned men known as the arbitras have been presenting us with reports on the ailing economy of our kingdom. You see, this would give me research progress, would get me towards innovative societal value pretty much at the maximum almost, and starts taking us towards capital economy. Which is not perfect. I actually was stuck in a traditional economy, and it's because it gives raw materials output, food production, but population capacity. You know, for that population growth that you've been doing. But innovative is something I definitely want as well long term. So let me go for the historical choice here. Just unlock a new guarantee form. Let's see if there's anything of interest for us. Oh, whoa. System of councils gives not only a cabinet seat, but also efficiency of the cabinet, massive amount, and legislative efficiency. Please give that. With that additional cabinet seat, you see I'm getting 0.48 a month towards centralization, which means I'll be able to get to 50 centralization without any changes yet. And I just unlocked Supreme Court, which is also a support of getting proximity cost, additional 5%. The rise of the alhondigas let the grain flow for the cost of 14,000. Say I have plenty more, I'm really rich. I can get every location idea of wheat to have additional 20% prosperity, and for 10 years they get expand raw materials time and food production. You know, one of the things that impacts how fast you next subjects is your size. It's actually a crucial thing. Look, because I'm so much bigger than Cuenca, the last subjects in Iberia to be annexed, I'm annexing them 8 a month, which means I'm gonna annex them in just 9 months. Oh my god. Our daughter is a prodigy. Look at her stats. 99, 98, 91. Let's definitely favor that, pin this character. Because on one hand, I would like her to be our ruler, right? But that would mean we'll lose the dynasty. So let's just marry her to a noble. And let's give her a cabinet, right? So we can leverage her as a cabinet member instead of this guy. Which also gives me a bit more of crown power. That is actually on a pretty strong level already. 36.5%. Anyway, we've played 100 years. This is when I'm gonna finish this video. Just before Age of Absolute is coming, where we're gonna unlock a new road, right? I think should be new road in Age of Absolutism, and 2 separate bonuses to proximity cost, while also going for the centralization, which gives another proximity cost. This all combined will allow me to move my capital to the new world. In the meantime, we increased our population today by 20 million. And look, it's not just conquest, it's 15.8 million of Portuguese in the empire. And just look at this. This is a population map mode. Like, it was all red. Right now, all these locations have like around 15 or so thousand. Also, plenty of coastline provinces have high population with me doing the cabinet action the whole video. Plenty of money saved. Not bad base tax. This is our proximity map in the new world. This is our markets map. Control. Literacy actually is getting decent. And not to mention Old World, where it's super good. And so is the proximity. And so is the control. I hope you guys keep enjoying this series, because we're gonna continue this for sure. And I'm really curious how it's gonna look like once we move the capital to the new world. For today, thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you soon. Bye.